Hello learner. In the previous topics, we have learned about recruitment at length. Now we come to the next essential and important part of hiring, that is, selection of personnel. In this topic, we shall discuss the various aspects of selection. Let us start first with the process of selection in this lecture. Preliminary screening. The selection process begins with preliminary screening. The basic purpose of this is to eliminate those who do not meet the position's requirements by a brief interview, test, or only a review of the application or resume for clear mismatches. In addition to eliminating clearly unqualified job applicants quickly, preliminary screening may produce other positive benefits for the firm also. It is possible that the position for which the applicant applied is not the only one available. If the person doing the screening knows about other vacancies in the firm, he or she may be able to steer the prospective employee to another position. The next step is review of application and review of resumes. Having the candidate complete an application for employment, the employer then evaluates it to see whether there is an apparent match between the individual and the position. Completion of an application may not be initially required for many management and professional positions. In these cases, a resume may suffice. A complete application usually is obtained at a later time, often for job candidates who have successfully passed the initial screening process and for whom the company intends to further consider for employment. An application typically contains sections for name, address, telephone number, email address, education, and work history. The next step is selection tests. Tests are essential components of employee selection. These tests rate factors such as aptitude, personality, abilities, and motivation of potential employees. However, tests alone are not enough. Firms need to use them in conjunction with other selection tools such as reference checks and interviews. Properly designed selection tests are standardized, objective, based on sound norms, reliable, and valid. Let us discuss these concepts and their applications. Standardization. The uniformity of the procedures and conditions related to administering tests is standardization. To compare the performance of several applicants taking the same test, it is necessary for all to take the same test under conditions that are as identical as possible. Objectivity. In testing, objectivity occurs when everyone scoring a test obtains the same results. Multiple choice and true-false tests are objective. The person taking the test either chooses the correct answer or does not. Norms. A frame of reference for comparing an applicant's performance with that of others is a norm. A score by itself is insignificant. It becomes meaningful only when compared with other applicants' scores. Reliability. The extent to which a selection test provides consistent results is reliability. For example, if a person were to take the same test of personality several times and received highly similar scores, that is, consistent results, this personality test would be judged to be reliable. Reliability data reveal the degree of confidence placed in a test. Validity. The basic requirement for a selection test is that it be valid. Validity is the extent to which a test measures what it claims to measure. If a test cannot indicate ability to perform the job, it has no value. And if used, it will result in poor hiring decisions and a potential legal liability for the employer. The next step is employment interview. The employment interview is a goal-oriented conversation in which the interviewer and applicant exchange information. Traditionally, interviews have not been valid predictors of success on the job. Nevertheless, interviews continue to be the primary method companies use to evaluate applicants. The employment interview is especially important because the applicants who reach this stage are the survivors. They have endured preliminary screening, had their applications reviewed, and scored satisfactorily on selection tests. And the last step in the process of selection is the selection decision. At this point, the focus is on the manager, who must take the most critical step of all, the actual hiring decision, as he is responsible for the new employee's performance. The final choice is made from among those still in the running after selection tests, interviews, background investigations, and the reference checks have been evaluated. In making this decision, the manager will review results of the selection methods used also. Hence, in this lecture, we have understood the process of selection. Thank you.